Legal votes.
Legal?
Not illegal votes.
That's like a drag name. Legal
every
votes.
legal vote counted, and I want every legal vote counted.
In the mini challenge, you were legal.
No secret count rooms.
But girl, on the main stage, you...
Doesn't work for me.
Being cast
I don't mind a stupid name. If your name's gonna be stupid, I want a drag queen's name to be Paper Plates.
and they don't want
Next up,
cast
Spork.
for election day, and
Lazy
they want
Susan.
the process to be an honest one. It's so important. We want an honest election.
He
We
can
want an
just
honest
talk
count,
and talk.
and we want honest people working back there.
Shut the testing down!
So that's the way this country is going to win. That's the way the United States will win. And we think we will win the election very easily. We think there's going to be a lot of litigation because we have so much evidence, so much proof, and it's going to end up...
I just want to know how it
perhaps
takes
at
Nevada
the
so
highest
long to
court
count
in
those
the
votes. There's
land.
literally like 8 people there.
I think there'll be a lot of litigation because
No.
we can't have...
There's Reno, there's Vegas, there's
But our
tourists.
state's gonna come
like
through.
this. And I tell you,
Our state is gonna come
I've been
through.
talking about this for many months.
I think tonight.
And I've said very strongly that mail-in ballots are going to end up being a disaster. Small elections were a disaster. Small, very easy to handle.
Of course he
elections
thinks mail-in
were a
are going to be a disaster
And
because his
this is a large
psycho cult
and it's getting worse and worse every day. We're hearing
doesn't
stories
believe
of
in,
horror
I don't know,
stories, absolute horror
something as
stories.
pure as the
And we can't
American
let that
Post
happen in the
Office.
United States of America. It's
Cher
not
tried to be a
Republican,
post office worker.
Republican, Democrat, Joe,
They said no.
myself. We can't let that happen to
In
our country.
Nevada, I think.
We can't be disgraced by having something like this
I
happen.
think my noodles are done.
So it will be hopefully cleared up, maybe soon, I hope soon. But it'll probably go through a process, a legal process, and
Can I have a
as you know,
spoon?
I've claimed certain states, and he's claiming
My
states.
chop
and we
level?
both claim states, but ultimately I have a feeling judges are gonna have to rule. But there's been a lot of shenanigans, and we can't stand for that in our country.
Shenanigans.
Thank you very much.
Malarkey.
Sharon Needles live tonight at Shenanigans
For the United States of America.
in Boise, Idaho.
The first thing Jake Tapper says is, sad night for America.
Trying to steal the election, to try to attack democracy that way with this feast of falsehoods.
I was listening to this podcast yesterday about how the media might not be fake, but they definitely love people that are super involved, and that the reality is people really aren't super involved. They just only want people who are super involved. That's why I get in those fights all the time online.
It's not true, it's ugly, it's frankly pathetic.
What was it? Straight Talk with Ross Matthews?
He assails vote by mail. Why, he asked, why are the vote by mail ballots so overwhelmingly
All right, I think we did
in
it.
favor of Joe Biden?
Boo! It's me, Sharon Needles, the winner of Season 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race and the undisputed queen of Election Night. Welcome to Soup with Needles. Now, many of you may remember that I used to do these on my Facebook fan page, but Facebook is boring now, so I thought I would do it here on Instagram. So if you are there at home with a bowl of soup tonight, I'm doing a kimchi noodle cup. I fell in love with these when I go to Hawaii, and I love them. So I hope you're at home with a little bit of soup. Let's talk about hot topics. Of course, it is election night or election nights.
Nights.
And apparently there are so many people in Nevada, they just can't count them all. I'm wondering if this is some kind of marketing ploy to sell us Pepsi Cola or a Toyota Corolla, but it just seems very strange that certain states haven't been counted. I, of course, live in Pittsburgh, Transylvania, also known as Pennsylvania, and it's one of the states that is dangling this thing that is causing great anxiety for all of us. Hot topics today. So we got election. Well, election night's pretty important, don't you think, Spags?
I think election night's pretty important. I mean, we've never seen an election like this since Bush v. Gore in 2000.
That's right. And the only difference between this election and the Gore and Bush election is no hanging Chad. Divorcee. But anyway, so we have the election night tonight, but we can talk about more exciting things. Number one topic that people have been bringing up that I've been seeing online is, first of all, thank all of you who purchased a ticket to Club Cumming Presents Masket or Casket, the Sharon Needles Halloween special. And to a lot of you who actually thought that I had dyed my hair black while portraying the character of Rod Serling from The Twilight Zone. For you kids out there who spend all day in Zoom class and trying to cancel people with talent, Twilight Zone was a heady, superstitious and mysterious show throughout the 60s, starring Rod Serling, who I played as the narrator of my Halloween special. And of course, I didn't just do it with myself. I got to do it with Peppermint and Alaska Thunderfuck and Michael Carbonaro and Amanda Lepore and Michael Musto and, of course, Alan Cummings. It was a great time. And the reason I did it was after this summer, I didn't think I wanted to return to Hollyweird, but like I always say, you fans give me more to me than I give to you, because if you've seen me dance, I hardly do anything. But it was Halloween, and I wanted to make sure that Halloween wasn't canceled and that you guys had an opportunity to have a good time, even if it was digitally. So no, I didn't dye my hair black. I'm a blonde. I'm supernaturally a blonde, and it's just the way I am. A lot of stars like to do something that makes them branded. And though I change my look all the time, I always have glasses, always have blonde hair. Also in the news, someone became quite famous on Twitter this week. One of my idols growing up with her. I loved her face. I loved her getting fat. I loved how weird she was, and that is, of course, the bizarre Scientologist, yet compelling and somehow mysteriously vampire beauty, Kirstie Alley, who came out for Trump's support on Twitter. It shouldn't be a shock to anyone that Kirstie Alley has leaned conservative for years and is also a Scientologist. She's been very outspoken about it. But there was a certain tweet that got the Twitter sphere really going crazy, which is really fun because she's such a bad public speaker that Fox News actually invited her on to speak, and they had to cut her so quickly because she's cuckoo. So as much as the right wing says they hate Hollywood, they love Kid Rock, John Voight,
Lil Pump.
Little Pimp,
Pump.
and the endearing and star of Look Who's Talking 2, Kirstie Alley. Now, I have followed Kirstie Alley her entire career. Of course, she started as a Vulcan in the Star Trek movies, then replaced Shelley Long in Cheers as Rebecca, Sam's love affair. Then she went into the Look Who's Talking franchise, 1, 2, and 3. Then she did that Amish movie with Tim Allen. Then she did a made-for-TV movie for NBC called Profoundly Normal, where she played mentally retarded but in full glam, and she looks exactly like Goldie Hawn when she gets bigger in Death Becomes Her. If you've never seen this movie, it is Academy Award winning film where she completely bastardized the natural tics of someone who deals with mental issues. She basically talks like a baby in a 301 eyelash. The whole thing's on YouTube. If you just stop watching Soup with Needles now, for anything, go and watch that. And then she did, of course, Fat Actress, where she played herself being an actress who was fat and being unbookable in Hollywood. But now she has found her niche, becoming a Trump supporter, which really makes you think about people's motives in Hollywood. It's like she's in her late 60s, and to be that age and really want to still be embraced by someone, even if you have to throw so many of your queer fans under the bus. And if any of you are in your 30s, you know what I mean. Kirstie Alley was a goddess to us. She was up there with, Anna Nicole or people like that. But Kirstie Alley, get back in your Veronica's closet.
A recent tweet from Kirstie Alley, just one that I wanted to point out, is I cannot believe at real Donald Trump. He works harder for this country than any president I've ever seen. He's working harder to win this campaign than any president I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. What an amazing will. His tenacity, one of Sharon's favorite words, is 99%. compared to Biden's 15. Hashtag persistence.
Now, what I took from that, India Queen, this is my drag abortion, what I took from that is what you said about me. And that is that I say tenacity all the time. Is there any other words that I have a tendency to overuse?
Oh, yeah. Boo! It's me, Sharon Needles. I'm the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 4, the undisputed queen of Halloween until Elvira dies, and these are the words that I say.
This is not how it's done, and this is why.
Lexicon. Tenacity. Vernacular.
Vernacular, yes, a great word.
Veneers.
Veneers. Second set.
I'm trying to think what else you...
I like any word that means about words, basically. So yeah, that's what we have on Kirstie Alley. Anything else new and hot topics before we go to question? I'm gonna have some soup actually. Oh, you know what? I just realized I was going through my basement today. I have a great friend named Curiosity Killed the Cat. And she is a 450-pound, 63-year-old who is terrified of COVID. And she lives in her bedroom and lives vicariously through 1960s and 1970s television shows. Her TV crapped out on her, and I knew I did some kind of, I don't know, some advertising thing with Samsung. And I knew I had a spare flat screen in my basement. And I went down there, and I found a ridiculous amount of old Sharon Needles merchandise. Shit I didn't even remember I had. And I thought, well, I can't bring it all with me. So I thought I would pick one size and one design. And I would give you, the viewers, the opportunity to go to...
Needles666, capital N on Venmo.
These are $30. And these are the last of the prints. And I only picked one size. Today we picked the size extra, extra large. Now, extra, extra large looks good on a small person, but it looks really good on a larger person. So would you mind putting one of those on, and we'll go to some viewer questions. I hope you're at home eating soup. I'm currently not in the house of Haunt. I'm in the condo of Haunt, which is India Queen's place.
My name is Indica, by the way, for the viewers out there.
I'm just not good with names.
So here we have it.
So this t-shirt, as you can see on India Queen, she's smaller frame. She recently lost a lot of weight due to fear. And as you can see, it's a negative picture of me as Jane Mansfield from the video Hollywoodin'. And on the bottom, you can see that's the Chihuahua, which represents the Chihuahua that died in the car crash with Jane Mansfield. That dog is actually the Chihuahua owned by Heidi Gloom or Miles De Niro, as some of you may be fans. Now, if you're not a fan of Sharon Needles or Sharon Needles music, then this t-shirt is for you, because it doesn't really look like me here. And it just says Hollywoodn't here. Now, the right likes to claim that, Hollywood is the elitist, but I think us as faggots and punks and anti-elitists and anarchists would agree that it's not that you do what you shouldn't, it's that you do what Hollywoodn't. Now, we will mail this to you. All you have to do is put your mailing...
So put your mailing address, in the comment section on the Venmo to Needles666, capital N. Make sure you do it on private so that only we know where your mailing address is. And as they come in...
Now, could you describe how that feels?
Yeah.
It's an odd material.
So it feels like a t-shirt that is on my body. You know what it is, though? It is an old American Apparel shirt.
But it isn't.
No, but it's not an old American Apparel shirt.
No.
Sorry, I was wrong.
It's a lie.
But it's this is my favorite sleeping shirt. But
for
also
sleeping.
Yeah. After but I love this shirt. I lounge around in it. You can wear pants. You can wear no pants with it. There's a dog.
It's actually a strange cotton. It doesn't stretch this way. It's almost like a satin feeling cotton. It is I believe 100% cotton, but it's not like your stretchy jersey net. So
Yeah,
as you can see, you could wear this with a pair of hooker boots. You could wear it with a pair of leggings. As she said, you could wear it when you pretend to sleep when you're a cocaine addict. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. But again, these are the very last ones that we have. Now, the reason I love that this is in 2XL is that very few queens splurge on allowing to have their sizings go up to 2 to 3XL. And growing up in Iowa and always loving larger size women, from Divine to Miss Piggy, to just the fact that there's so much more room for makeup and beauty. And I've always wanted to support the bigger girls. And if you've ever been to a Sharon Needle show, we got a lot of them. So we're gonna go. Where are we at on time?
It's 9:17.
Oh yeah,
Or no, 9:17, 7:17. Sorry, I'm on military time and I'm a little stoned. So when I read it wrong, I said 9:17.
Military scares me. As you can see, I'm wearing my political affiliated shirt, which is Alf for President. I think he just got slightly less votes than Kanye.
Not Kanye.
Yes, Kanye. So we're gonna go to a couple of viewer questions. And India Queen, who is displaying this beautiful, not stretch, it's a certain kind of satin-like cotton.
The thing about it is if you're a thinner girl but you want a bigger shirt, it falls straight down. So
it looks great on a boy. It looks great on a girl. You could put it on an alpaca. You could put it on a.
It looks great on a they.
You could put it on a dump truck.
Yeah, so we will be reading questions from the comment section. Ask your questions. And please don't let them be terrible.
I just saw no Venmo in England. Well, thank you for letting me know, England. I didn't want to pay that shipping anyway. I'd have messed it up. Too many numbers.
Too many numbers. Yeah, so that is Needles 666. And they're $30, and all you have to do is put your address in the description, and we will send it out very shortly.
Tomorrow.
And you know what?
This might come shocking to you, but us drag queens have absolutely nothing to do.
And it'll come quicker than the votes in Nevada. So if you want to do that,
Yeah.
Needles.
That was good. I'll give you that one.
That was Needles.
Usually
666.
everything you say is stupid, but that one was pretty good.
Thank you very much. So let's see some questions. What's the thing I heard about Straight Talk with Ross Matthews? Y'all, do you have beef with Ross Matthews?
I have no beef with Ross Matthews. I think they're only saying that because you said Straight Talk with Ross Matthews. But if you must know,
This is it. You must,
I have anxiety issues, especially during this COVID time and cancel culture and toxic fans and Donald Trump and divorce, my mom's cancer. I have relied on podcasts, and I love podcasts, mostly true crime like Sword and Scale or Criminal or Generation Y. And I don't really like comedy podcasts, but I listen to Straight Talk with Ross Matthews every single week, and I think he's a comedy genius. Fun story. In the olden days of Drag Race, we used to do casting polls after our...
Ooh, we got a t-shirt.
Thank you.
We got a t-shirt.
From who?
From Kaylee. Kaylee.
Thank you, Kaylee, for buying an 2XL Hollywooden t-shirt. Now, in the olden days, when we would be off our seasons, we would go into casting, and they would ask us, who have you seen around the world? Who do you think who should we be on the outlook for? And I said, I can bring you a million different girls that I've seen around the world, but Ross Matthews was a judge on my season of Snatch Game, and I said, if you ever replace a judge, consider Ross Matthews. And I don't know if they were just listening to me, but I did put the bug in their ear, and I think Ross Matthews, hands down, is
the best judge.
Yeah, he's emotionally invested and super fucking funny. And if you're not listening to Straight Talk with Ross Matthews, go to your podcast on your phone and Click it. It's so funny.
Another thing is, a story that I remember you telling me is that you came home from Drag Race and told Alaska they're gonna make this person the next judge. They're gonna make it Ross Matthews. So it wasn't that you just put it out there in the world. You told Alaska right when you came home. And another thing about Ross Matthews is he was on the Chelsea Lately Show as a commentator back in the early 2000s on E! Network.
Great story.
10 p.m.
Go on.
Okay, so.
Bless you. Do you want a bite of this? It's spicy.
Yeah, but let me use a different spoon because of COVID.
Just never mind. Editing myself.
What's going on with SN4?
What's going on? That's very. Thank you. Who was that from?
That is from the Holy Ghost Morgs.
Holy Ghost, thank you so much for asking. Now, before, you know how we keep everything all top secret? Who cares anymore? You know, I'm lucky if we're even going to see another fucking Halloween. So that whole top secret shit is out the window. I was working on SN4 right before COVID, and we were creating a Georgia Marauder meets Sharon meets Donna Summer meets Penny McLean meets Amanda Lear mid-70s 172 BPM satanic disco record. This was the record I have wanted to make since day one. I've never made consistent records because my headspace is always like, are we making a punk record? Are we making an industrial record? Are we making a pop record? This was going to be the first record, kind of like Confessions of the Dance Floor by Madonna or Bad Girls by Donna Summer. We had a consistent 172 BPM. 172 BPM is the walking beat. It was invented when people started getting headphones and people wanted their own soundtrack. So I wanted to make a truly My Life the Thrill Kill Cult meets Georgia Marauder satanic disco record. Then we went on hold. Then the world started falling apart. Then my personal life started falling apart. And I started getting way, way darker. And I'm really stuck between giving you the harder, darker ministry, Marilyn Manson, Meat Beat Manifesto, KMFDM record that you deserve. But I never want to give you what you think you're going to get. So I'm really on the fence of where I'm going with that. But my dream is to make a 172 consistent 12-track BPM satanic disco record. It's hot as hell.
Oh my god, that's my favorite one. Okay, what do you think about the new Marilyn Manson album?
I mean, I'm kind of on the fence. I always feel like Marilyn Manson, for the last couple records, has been rushing to write. They feel. This is the thing. When you're on the road and you're writing, you can always tell when someone writes in their comfortable space. Like, where do I write? I always write at P-Town. Most of my records are written in shitty, smoky dive bars. It's the only place my head can find linguistics and feelings and notations of words. You can always tell when someone's riding on a tour bus, and this record sounds like it was written on a tour bus. I want to also say I'm kind of disappointed about some of the things that have come out about Marilyn Manson, which are completely against my beliefs. But at the same time, I've learned that not everything is what it seems. But Marilyn Manson, as a teenager, was my biggest idol, and Antichrist Superstar, Smells Like Children, and Mechanical Animals are three perfect trilogy of industrial rock and roll.
How's Mama doing?
Mom's doing good. I talked to her all day today. She just got done with radiation last Friday. She had her surgery on October 20th. And what's really cool is that I was dealing with a divorce. I was dealing with narcissistic, bitter fans. I was dealing with COVID. I was dealing with not working and not touring. And then your mom gets sick and you really start realizing that this is all bullshit. You're going to blink and you're going to die. No one's going to remember you 10 minutes later. But what I have right now is my mom. And even though it seemed like when it rains, it pours, and that was the worst thing that ever happened, it was actually something that made me put everything into perspective and not be such a selfish fucking little fucking cunt. And make sure not everything's not revolving. Oh, my Chad left me, and people are crazy, and people mean me. You know what? There was my mom, and she needed to be nurtured, and she needed to be loved, and she's healing, and she's my hero. And it makes me think, some of you fans look at drag queens as your female heroes. Well, the most important and strongest women I meet don't spend all day narcissistically taking care of their visuals, but are more spiritually, mentally pure. Mm-hmm. Go moms. Drag queens are stupid.
Yeah.
More money. Buy the shirt.
Oh, we actually did get another shirt come in.
Gosh, another shirt.
We had another shirt come in from Jay.
God, this
Strong.
is like a whole cameo.
Yes, you better work.
I think someone's trying to tell me something here.
Oh, do you want me to do another?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so do you have, Sharon, any other, do you have any underwear in your basement that you're trying to sell, or any other old merch?
I feel like you have broken into my house and you are watching me while I sleep. If you're speaking about the original 2012 upside down cross dick satanic pentagram asshole underwear, we do have a few pairs. The thing is some of this has to be archived for history's sakes, darling. You know, I took that little beauty pageant and turned it into an art gallery for so many individuals to show their true colors. Honestly, I have to keep a few just for, you know, you got to think about it like this, kids. You love Drag Race. I was on it, and I'm a fan of it. When this show's canceled and 20 years goes by, nostalgia has a way of just making things so cool. Like, this will be a piece of nostalgia. Actually, it'll only be a piece of nostalgia if they ever cancel this show. But I don't see it going anywhere. And the tail began to wag the dog, and it's just not as good as it used to be.
There are hellos from Mayhem Miller.
Hey, Mayhem! I wish I could see you, Mayhem Miller.
And Morgan McMichaels.
And Morgan McMichaels, the queen of illusion, my Nancy, the two fucking hardest working bitches in Los Angeles. And Mayhem, I miss seeing your sunset face, where it goes from purple to red to pink to orange to yellow to just that white in the center. I love it. You like our you're an airbrush t-shirt on the boulevard.
So this is from Laura's High, who we love. What happened to your podcast? Any updates on your podcasts?
The thing is I like podcasts so much that I would beat myself up for not being good enough at it. I've been working on it for 2 years, but of course I'm a complete a procrastinator. And there's so many podcasts out there that and here's another thing. My drag is the paint job, and I am the engine. So I wouldn't want to...
T-shirt.
Oh, we got a t-shirt. So
T-shirt.
the thing about the podcast is I don't want to talk about drag and lashes and high heels. I don't want my outsides to reflect my insides. I would want to talk about things a little more headier, a little more funnier. We'll see. But I did spend like, goddamn, 10 grand on all this fancy fucking radio shit.
So what I'm hearing is that you're going to have to put it to work at some point. So how is Wax?
Wax is my new cat. He replaced Chad, and me and Wax are having about as much sex as me and Chad were in the last couple months. Very little. He's a giant orange and white, fluffy, yowling, mouthy, energetic thing that annoys the shit out of me and makes me happy. And his name is Wax because he's named after Wax Trax Records. And when he comes in from outside, he makes little wax tracks. And he's also kind of named after Frankie from My Life.
What is the least favorite song you've ever sang live?
Kai Kai, me and Alaska Thunderfuck, and Anna Matronics from Scissor Sisters. It's written terribly. It was written too fast. It's too campy, and but if I could give it any props, it was that last year you could get away with the word tranny in a song.
Okay, we have 2 more t-shirts coming in. We really appreciate the t-shirts.
Ding, ding, ding,
everybody.
ding, 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 ding. I've moved on from soup with needles to this box red wine. And names?
We have Rochelle, not Rachel.
Rochelle Tension. Thank you so much for buying a size 2XL Hollywooden t-shirt. You don't do what you shouldn't. You do it Hollywooden. Yes, girl.
We have Jay Strong.
Jay Strong, thank you so much for buying a 2XL and allowing me to convince you that they're exclusive, but really just no one bought them. Thank you so much for getting them. We can't wait to send them out to you. Oh, and I didn't even let you guys know this. Each one comes with an autograph glossy 8x10 and Sharon Needles temporary tattoos.
So, just in case anybody's tuning in now that is tuning in, now instead of earlier, you can buy a shirt for $30 on Venmo at Needles666 if you're in the United States. Make sure you put your address inside the description, and they are $30.
Now, stand up and show that to you. Now, I don't want to gender you, but your legs are incredibly hairy. Now, we are only selling them in 2X. They look great on a small person. They look even better on a bigger person. Now, as you can see, my drag abortion India queen is in between obese and large. So you can see how it just drapes on her. Now, you could wear it with a thigh-high boot. You could wear it with a cutoff short. You could wear it to bed. It's not your average cotton. It isn't a two-way stretch jersey. All right, Kat, get the fuck out of here. God.
Ruins everything.
Everything. God. Send them to the glue factory. You can dress it up. You can dress it down. And the reason I wanted to give you guys these in 2XL is because not every queen provides you with merchandise in larger sizes, and they never sold, so I'm just trying to get rid of them. We're gonna do just a few more questions here, and if you like soup with needles, comment below. Maybe I'll do it again. I'm very inconsistent, and you know I hate sharing anything about me. In fact, I'm completely acting now. I don't know how to respond to a camera without completely giving you a tale of bullshit.
And that Venmo name is Needles.
That's a capital N.
Capital N, Needles 666. Needles 666. Thank you for the curvy shirt, someone said. I am looking for more questions.
We're like Aja and that queen that sat alone.
Mayhem says she wants to kai.
Mayhem, you and me have gotten so close. Me and Mayhem Miller are completely different. I'm spoopy. She's gorgeous. She dances. I growl. But the one thing we have in common, and you don't have to be famous or even a drag queen to have this in common. The thing we really share is that we're both alcoholics.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
Sorry, guys. I just had my face done today, so it completely is killing me.
Yeah, I was telling her doctor, she FaceTimed me, and I was telling her doctor, pump it up.
Yeah, gotta pump it up. Speaking of pump it up, you can also watch the 2020 remix by the House of Aviance, Lift 'Em Up, starring me, Peppermint, Amanda Lepore, Deborah Harry, and Greco. And all streaming coins go to the American Black Trans Travel Fund, making sure our most vulnerable get to where they need to be safely.
What's your opinion on white contacts now that you have created a Halloween trend?
Yes, I invented white contacts. I had to go through several factories to get the formula right. I started wearing white contacts because when you were a poor queen, if you had contacts, it really made it look like you were kind of expensive. So I would wear white contacts with any look. Like I could be wearing, a simple brown suit and, a Farrah Fawcett wig, and I'd still put the white contacts in so they knew that I had bought them. And of course, they kind of got branded. Then I kind of got sick of them, but now I'm right back into them because the fun thing about being on reality television is that the farther that it goes away, you can kind of almost become your own impersonator. And at the end of the day, goth never dies. Am I goth? I can't believe I said that.
You better work. Oh, okay. So, Sharon, I have a very important question from you, arguably one of the most important questions. Why is 6 afraid of 7?
Because 7 has AIDS.
It's actually crazy. I got another question. It's why is 6 afraid of 7?
Because 7 is a racist, but still picks up the bill at brunch.
Oh my God! Why is Sharon? Why is 6 afraid of 7?
Because they're a 9/11 denier.
And we have 3 more T-shirts. We have 3 more
Names.
T-shirts. Gretchen, and she said the temporary tattoo sold me.
Gretchen, thank you so much. You know, the temporary tattoos are almost better than people who get real tattoos of me because it's so fun to watch them regret them later. And these ones you can % alcohol or just my tongue.
Yeah. Okay. We have more shirts that came in. Sabby and
Oh, hi, Sabby. Thank you so much for the money. I'm running out of it. I don't know how to make sure you're counting. Can't oversell.
Yeah, okay.
Or I guess we could. I mean, we could just.
We have
just
Jessica.
block.
We have Benjamin.
Jessica, Benjamin, thank you.
Timothy.
And Timothy. Now, what's that count at? Now, count that bag. So, I didn't really think this through, and I've been up for 2 days.
I'm gonna go count our merch.
We're going to go do some. I have a billion at home. I've been using them as cum rags.
You're good.
Yeah.
We keep selling.
Cum rags isn't just myself because once you become single, nothing's worse than waking yourself up by the puddle of your own cum melting down your sides, and that cold, liquidy drip wakes you back up.
And what you were saying about the cotton, this cotton is particularly good at picking up semen. So if you...
But not just seamen, also military men.
Yeah.
Soldiers, police officers.
We have a hello from I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Jiggly Caliente.
Jiggly Caliente. Or as I like to say, one of the most important people to ever grace the pink workroom of RuPaul's Drag Race. Not only is she beautiful, not your average girl, hood as fuck, so funny, sometimes knowing it, sometimes not. But the most important thing to me about Jiggly Caliente is she lives and exists in her trans experience without having to remind you the political aspect of what it's like to be a trans woman. Just the fact that Jiggly can wake up every day in New York City and live her life is amazing. And I have a Jiggly Caliente tattoo. I mean, most people think that's a candy corn, but that's actually Jiggly Caliente's last tooth before she got those shiners.
Oh shit. Who is your drag inspiration?
My drag inspirations, of course, number 1 is Divine, Pee Wee Herman, Peggy Bundy, Elvira, Gigi Allen, and Kirstie Alley.
We have a lot of fans asking for about whether or not in the future you will be able to sell merch across the seas. Because
That's management stuff. Oh, you mean here on
yeah, through
No. The too many numbers. I don't know how it goes. No. Just draw it on a plain shirt.
That's hilarious.
I've been on no sleep watching this goddamn.
Sharon, somebody asked, would you consider doing a winter season?
You know, right after my season, I said I wouldn't do it because there was no winner like me. But, you know, the show has proven to evolve and change. And I really like making television. And I really like making reality television. And me and my fellow winners have nothing to prove because we've already slayed. And I think it would be really fun. So, yes, I would continue. And I would be completely shocked if I made it past the first episode.
I have a question for you on that. This is just an indica question. Do you think that All Stars winners should be part of the winter season?
No.
Slay.
Yeah. I hate watching people make more money from losing twice.
We have 3 new t-shirts that just came in.
Thank you so much, names.
We have Katie.
Thank you, Katie, for buying a 2XL Hollywood t-shirt.
We have Anna.
Anna, even backwards, it's Anna. Thank you so much for purchasing a t-shirt.
And we have Emma.
Thank you, Emma. Even backwards. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you, Emma. Okay. Would you ever like to be a drug... not a drug.
A drug addict?
A judge.
Give it a try.
A judge on RuPaul's Drag Race or on Dragula.
No.
Understand.
I think drag is completely. I don't want to be in control of judging people for what they do. I just like to sit back and scream at the TV and tell them that they're all terrible and they're all ugly and I could have done it better.
Okay, well that's good. Keep your questions coming, kiddos.
We're just gonna do a few more here, guys.
Yes, just a few more questions.
This is terrible.
Okay, this is the tea. I told you not to drink the wine because it's boxed wine that has been sitting in my house since my breakup. We've gotten back together, and it's been sitting there since then.
It tastes like breakup.
Oh yeah, we both know what that's like. Have you been watching Drag Race Holland?
I haven't seen Drag Race Holland. I didn't see Drag Race Canada. And I'll be a little honest with you. Like, I love the show RuPaul's Drag Race. But it's too much Drag Race. So I just like to watch Nova and Jeopardy and documentaries. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of reality television.
Okay, I have another question for you. What is your favorite song off any of your albums?
Dead Dandelion, Taxidermy.
Okay, is that also your favorite song to perform?
No, I hate performing that one because the notation on the downbeat is impossible. My favorite song to perform is Supernature from Battle Axe. Taxidermy. I don't know.
Supernature. Oh, okay. Who is your favorite queen from Drag Race UK? And I ask you this because I know of a funny story from one of the queens that you know in Drag Race UK season 1.
You mean when Mary Mac
No,
when Bag of Chips drugged me?
Yes, that one.
Well, yeah, so she doesn't win.
We both. You like Vinegar Strokes too.
Vinegar Strokes and me really have a good time.
Didn't you met Blue Hydrangea?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Blue Hydrangea because I've worked with her the most. She's really charming. She's kind of like Blair St. Clair, but like not always whimpering.
I hear that. Did you always grow up wanting to be a musician?
Oh yeah, no, not a musician, a rock star. I don't have musical talents in terms of instrumentation, but yeah, we all know I'm really good at what I do.
How will you celebrate if Biden wins the election?
Well, we were hoping it was going to come out tonight, and me and my drag abortion, India. I'm sorry?
Nothing.
Yeah. And please don't touch me.
Sorry.
Are going to go out and get blackout drunk tonight. And maybe do a little bit of cocaine.
And let's do cocaine. Okay. Who is the biggest influence on your style? And I'm gonna assume this means on your actual clothing style, that kind of style.
Like Sharon or me?
Why don't you give us both? Who influences Sharon the most?
The most inspiration to me in male style would be Jimmy Webb, God rest his soul. He passed away this year. He was the owner of Trash and Vaudeville in New York City. He was the stylist for Slash, Iggy Pop, Deborah Harry. He invented the concept of high-end patchwork, safety pins, super studs, and he had a heart of gold, and he was queer, and so few people realize, he's a big thing that I like to talk about because queers nowadays really want to kind of look the same and blend and wear their gray sweatpants with their fake little weenies bouncing around. But so many important people in fashion and music and art who were underground have always been queer, and it's really sad to see that lacking. And so Jimmy Webb is my number one for how I look. I think we look exactly alike, and that's a compliment to me, and we lost him this year. And Sharon's is probably Joan Crawford. Always find a certain shape and never change it, even if it goes out of style. Like Sharon still has the 2012 triple stack shoulder, nothing but legs,
Blush.
and blush. Lots of blush.
You want some blush. Just for those of you who are just tuning in now, you can purchase one of these shirts. This is a Hollywooden.
It doesn't have to be a shirt. It could be a one-legged pant.
And the way that you do that is going on to Needles666 on
That's
Venmo.
capital N.
Capital N, Needles666 on Venmo, and you're gonna put your address in the description comment.
These are rare. These are the last. I just found them in the box in the basement, and I don't have a job. So if you guys could throw me some money, you'll get this non-stretch satin-like cotton shirt. If you're small, looks cool. If you're fat, looks even cooler. Dress it up, dress it down. Little cutoffs, wear it to bed, wear it with some hooker boots.
Yes.
2 more, and then we're gonna bounce.
Okay, we're gonna do 2 more
Oh
questions.
my god, I can see us on there, but it's not at the same time.
That's kind of meta.
Oh my god.
Very,
it's
very meta.
It's like the Twilight Zone.
Oh. So many.
How many have you had to avoid?
I actually haven't. There has been
that's pretty good.
a lovely
Thank you.
community here.
Oh, thank you.
And,
It's all about
team-
community, unless the ones I don't like.
Please sing "Don't Share Your Needles" with Sharon Needles right before you won seasons 4.
Don't share your needles with Sharon Needles. You'll get the or the butt flu. You'll get the aura at you. I don't know if those are the lyrics, but
Very important question. When are you shaving your eyebrows? I second this.
okay. Now I'm gonna tell you what I've been for 4.5 years. I was partnered with Alaska Thunderfuck 5000 from the planet Glamatron. I immediately rushed into a relationship that I thought would last forever, and married that with my career of making you guys so happy. Well, I lost my husband, and I haven't been able to work. I didn't lose him; he didn't die. But if anyone's interested. So I grew my eyebrows back in hopes of trying to get laid and look normal, which is stupid because I thought if I grew them back, people wouldn't know it was me, but I so obviously look like me. But can I just keep them for a little bit longer? I hate them. They feel so gross. Like, why would anyone have hair over their eye?
Would you ever consider growing back your 2012 hair? Your Drag Race hair.
Maybe if I did Jimmy Webb for Snatch Game. Is that beating a dead horse, though?
Oh, shit. Just so you know, again, you can get a Sharon Needles t-shirt at
Where this is the last one, that's right. Go to Needles, capital
Needles,
N,
and
Needles 666 at Venmo.com. It is a satin-like cotton. It does not stretch, so it feels more like a satin. Dress it up, dress it down. Night shirt or
We got
going
it.
out night shirt.
And
We're going to do 2 more and we're going to say goodbye.
yeah, and we got another shirt coming
Oh
in
my
from-
gosh, who do we got?
We got Emma Hale.
Okay, now I want to thank you guys so much for not just joining Soup with Needles, but this is also Funeral Home Shopping Network, and it's because of ghouls like you who are getting quality products through the Funeral Home Shopping Network. So, sorry, what was her name again?
Her name was Emma.
Emma, thank you. We already had it. That's a lot of Emmas.
2 Emmas. I hope we don't get them confused.
Oh my gosh, I hate using when I have to use 2 Emmas, but if it doesn't run clear.
Who has given you your favorite Snatch Game performance?
My favorite Snatch Game performance. That's a very interesting question because all I can think of is how many of the ones that I hate.
Oh,
I'll tell you. I got it. Thorgy Thor, Michael Jackson. It was so... Michael Jackson's such a huge star. It was just when they were starting to let male stars in. And when I was on Drag Race, I was going to be Lady Gaga. And then Fifi took Lady Gaga because she was going to do The Little Mermaid. And then said, you can't do The Little Mermaid. And she goes, well, then I guess there's going to be 2 Lady Gagas. Well, I didn't want 2 Lady Gagas. And all I brought was Freddy Krueger and Pee Wee Herman. And at the time, they wouldn't allow male characters on. So that day, at the very last second, I decided to do Michelle Visage. But let's face it, it's not who you are in Snatch Game. It's how you deliver comedy and timing and making RuPaul laugh, which Fifi O'Hara completely failed at. Surprise, surprise. And no shocker, at the very last minute, dressing as her best friend and considering it a star, Michelle Visage, super excelled. But of course, there was no way I was beating Chad Michaels.
I have a question about that actually, really quickly. Since we're talking about your season Snatch Game, what was it like being on the panel with the romper room fuckery? And I'm just, what was it like from a perspective as a contestant?
Well, when you're a contestant, you always are reminded that you are a competitor. So when you watch other people fail, all it does is bring you joy because you know it's taking you closer and closer to that crown. So watching Jiggly go Snooki wants smush smush, or watching Kenya Michaels, it's the medication.
I like to move my body.
Yeah, so when in a competition, you don't give a fuck how dumb your season looks as long as it's propelling you closer and closer to a $100,000 check and a crown that propels you into history.
This is an update. Apparently,
Kind of rude.
Apparently, Envy of Peru has won Drag Race Holland, so congratulations.
Congratulations. What's her name?
Envy Peru.
Envy Peru, all the way from Holland. All I know is that the only way to say coconut is to say Coco Snoop, which works for me. Coco Snoop.
Okay, and I think that this will be our last, at least, Drag Race
Oh my
question.
gosh, I'm so excited I could spit.
What is your favorite lip sync of all time on RuPaul's Drag Race?
My favorite lip sync of all time on RuPaul's Drag Race is Black Velvet, Jujubee. And there's a great story about that is, at the time Jujubee had a pretty severe drinking habit, and that was when Untucked would give you as much alcohol as you wanted, and the prop Absolute bottles were absolutely full of vodka. So when you see her doing Black Velvet and she's bawling and her makeup is everywhere, but she's just delivering the motion of that, that's because she's fucking blackout drunk. Or someone left my cake out in the rain, Manila Luzon.
This will be
Or Dita Ritz, this will be a very...
the only lip sync.
I'll tell you what my favorite isn't, is It's a Raining Man, Sharon Needles and Fifi O'Hara. That was a hard one.
Sharon, you were slightly better. What was that line from TV?
Yeah, but I was being nice by saying slightly better. Fifi O'Hara lost her shoes, her wig, her mind, and her common sense of decency towards other people. So see you in hell, bitch.
Just so you know, this is your last opportunity to be able to buy a Sharon Needles Hollywood t-shirt.
That's right. Don't sleep on this, but you can sleep in it. That's right. We're at Funeral Home Shopping Network, where you can own a 2XL Hollywood t-shirt. It features me in negative as Jane Mansfield, along with a chihuahua owned by Miles De Niro, also known as Heidi Klum. It's a reflection of my song Hollywoodin', which reflects that I refuse to do the rules of Hollywood because I'd rather do it Hollywood. That's why I'm the queen of Pittsburgh and not some basic-ass queen in a city full of them.
And speaking of that, that brings us to our the last question, which I think is a great question.
I just like talking to my Sharon voice.
Who is a Pittsburgh queen that you think needs some attention, is what they asked. Like, who's your favorite Pittsburgh queen?
My favorite Pittsburgh queen. Who
should-
needs more attention?
Or no, like someone to give more
Me.
love to.
Oh, like who should people be following?
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those on the side and those in between, if you are interested in me, Sharon Needles, the queen of Pittsburgh, I have my own day. It's June 12th. I have a key to the city. It opens nothing, but you can do a key bump on it. If you're interested in the Pittsburgh queer scene, make sure to look up India Queen, my drag abortion.
Indica.
Make sure to look up Tootsie Snyder.
Tootsie Snyder!
Make sure to look up Dixie Sherwood.
Lola LaCroix. Laura Chateau.
Alora Chateau. Cindy Crotchford.
Cindy Crotchford. Jezebel Bebbington de Opulence.
Sonia Maybottom.
And Jennifer Warner, who is Pittsburgh adjacent.
And the face of the city, good friend to mine, the bitchiest girl out there, Miss Lola LaCroix. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining me for, and if for those of you who are just watching, for my real fans, I know you know how much I hate doing this, but I got nothing else to do. I'm literally going bonkers. I'm sitting in a 4-bedroom house with me and a cat I hardly like, and as much as I used to bitch about meet and greets and working the road and no sleep and this and that for the last decade, I really do miss you guys. You guys give me more than I give to you. And thank you so much. I hope you guys had a great Halloween. Thank you for everyone who bought a ticket to Club Cummings Massacre Casket Sharon Needles special. Thank you for everyone who bought fat people clothes that was just rotting in my basement. We'll make sure to get those out, and we'll put little extra goodies in each and every one of them. And this was kind of fun, and I think we should do it again. Thank you so much. Happy Halloween. Hail Satan, and kill your parents.